That's pretty cringe. Oh hey, sup, welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I am Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me I have some more RPG horror stories. Really strange question. Is there like a Duolingo for learning Infernal? I know I don't want to necessarily learn it by heart and everything, but I think it'd be kind of fun to learn fantasy languages. I know people can learn like Tolkien's Elven and stuff, and that sounds really cool, but Infernal would be kind of cool. I would love to learn some phrases, like be able to say the intro in Infernal. If there is such a resource, let me know down in the comment section below. And I'm gonna get to the first story for today. The Frenemy Party. I was playing with a group with a guy whose character flaw was to steal from people. He tried to steal from a gnome in a group, but didn't realize the gnome was granted treasure detection. Plus he rolled poorly, got caught red-handed. Okay, first, we're going in very strong in this already. Don't steal from party members. That is a big problem. DMs shouldn't allow players to steal from party members unless there's a specific story reason for it, right? But only certain things, not everything. If you ever play that wants to steal and that's the only thing they want to do is just steal from party members, that's going to cause a lot of problems for the DM and the group and everything. So check ahead of time with everybody just to make sure that you're not going to have just a pilfering player screwing everybody over. Later on, this Sussy Edgelord character was acting sus in a tavern, so I decided that my character, haven't seen the prior susness, would reasonably want to cast suggestion as a form of invasive but not harmful interrogation. This was in order to assess the threat level for this character posed to the party, and in line with a chaotic good spirit. They use the word sus a lot, so if you don't like me saying sus like this, I am so sorry. You could skip to the next story. Also, suggestion on each other? Oh dude, this is gonna be going bad. I feel like there's PvP coming along. The DM, being Sussy Pants' longtime friend, interviewed and said, I want to allow spells against party members. I stated my reasoning and non-malicious intent and said my piece. But ultimately, no spellcast was allowed. Oh, convenient. You can't cast spells on each other, but if the pilfering player wants to steal from everybody, that's okay, because DM allows that. Okay, yeah, the DM is 100% the problem in this situation. Later on in the dungeon, this Sussy Pants player had a grudge and refused to optimally help my character or other characters he wronged previously while crossing a lava chasm of doom. Mr. Sus only aided his friend, who was the most athletic character and needed zero help, which left the rest of the party to fend for itself. Through some clever teamwork and a waste of spell slots as well as hit points, the rest of the team managed to survive. He doesn't even cooperate whatsoever, like what the hell. After one more adventure with sus behavior, and the DM not caring about reasonable attempts to create a narrative that results in more teamwork or any way for my character to facilitate a narrative where the party would come together more, or address the strange behavior, both inside and increasing outside of the game, I decided the only reasonable next step for my jolly, chubby musical bard character would be to give up the adventuring life. He would ride off into the streets of Waterdeep with his share of the gold, devoting his next few years to loving, not fighting, studying artistic wonders, not deranged dungeon looters, and ultimately putting one hell of a performance at a nice cozy tavern. If the player is not willing to cooperate and the DM doesn't want to encourage the thieving player to cooperate, how could you expect everybody to have any sort of fun and cooperate together through what realistically is a cooperative game? I'm assuming this is maybe D&D 5e, or could be Pathfinder, could be anything at this point, but for the most part, most TTRPGs are a cooperative storytelling medium. I mean, yeah, it's a good way to just kill the campaign because people realize, wait a minute, this DM sucks, this game sucks, I don't feel like I can cooperate because of this thieving pilferer. The DM is giving the problem player a complete pass to do whatever they want to do, and that sucks bad, dude. Of course the DM was pissed about it, but hey, I held the high ground and drove my character to a logical narrative conclusion. After all, why would any jolly bard with a fine set of bagpipes and a healthy appetite risk though more to life for frenemies, party thieves, and an antisocial DM deity that expected a character to accept being walked on? No way, he's taking his loot and buying a loot. I appreciate that, both the rhyme at the end and the fact that the players get themselves out of a bad situation. And if the DM is really mad, they can have nobody but themselves to blame for not policing the thief. Because seriously, what's the point of being in a party that doesn't want to cooperate, or majority of the members don't want to cooperate, and every time you earn some sort of loot, you have a chance of some pilfering thief stealing from you? That's not fun whatsoever. So, you know, I commend the player for leaving. This game sucks. No fireball equals idiot wizard. Honestly, not much to this story. Playing a D&D 5e one-shot with friends. I'm level 5. I built a wizard, a class I honestly didn't play a lot since I can have a bad analysis paralysis. But hey, just a one-shot, so it wouldn't matter. Cut to playtime. We get into the dungeon, crawl some hexes and whatnot. Find a room with a group of undead. After rolling initiative, one player starts using a Roll20 measuring tool to measure out some AoE circles. The DM asked why, since it wasn't their turn. It was mine. "Oh, I'm just making sure OP Fireball can hit them all." Go ahead. Actually, I didn't take Fireball. I took Haste and what? Fireball is the best spell for 5th level. What kind of idiot wizard doesn't take it? Everything got silent and I just said, yeah, I just didn't want to go Nova on enemies. I have support spells. The questioning player did apologize for freaking out and we still talk and stuff. Just seemed like a weird interaction that might fit as a light horror here. Okay, aside from the guy being a jerk and calling him the idiot wizard, Fireball is pretty powerful, and I can see why most wizards or spellcasters will take it if they can get a chance to take it. I mean, there's really no drawbacks from it. It's highly explosive. You could do friendly fire on your friends if you're not careful, sure, but I mean, yeah, Fireball is pretty cool, especially if you like fire spells. I love fire spells. As a being patron warlock, I love Fireball, and the fact that I can cast 3 of them as level 13 and just go bam, 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 feels like I'm making Oppenheimer 3 times in a row as Morrow. But you don't have to pick Fireball if you don't want to. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't pick Fireball. I ran other spells and swapped things out because I was curious. But you don't have to pick Fireball if you want to play a specific different type. Pick it out Haste and other spells, and being a support wizard sounds kind of cool. It's a breakaway from the usual norm that people expect with a wizard to be always Fireball this, Fireball that. Sometimes you want to play something different because you want to play something a little bit new, supportive stuff. Go for it. Try different builds. Don't be afraid to do so. Also, people, I just don't call people idiot wizard for not choosing your favorite spell or something. Very light horror indeed, but you know, kind of refreshing. It's not too bad. Oh, the next one is actually kind of worse. Let's get to the next one. DM with a god complex ran out of players. Hello everyone. This is a story of one of my first D&D groups, which I played together with my wife. Found the DM online and joined the game. Seemed like a good DM. He was good at role-playing, world-building, and made a good effort of his voice acting too, so we mostly had fun. But some red flags started to appear, mostly on his behavior. The encounters felt like a competition with the DM always wanting to win, and no matter what he did, he pulled something under his sleeve to turn the tides on his favor. Couple of simple examples. On a mountain top with barely enough room, we ordered as part of our first quest, we were all level 2, and pulled up a fight with enemies way beyond our level, just to kill us all with one enemy casting a fireball. So we all did that, and the deity of the priest revived us all, and the DM acts like we are all incompetent players, and he is so merciful of letting us live. Okay, at this point, I'm like, a bit unfair, but guess he wanted to push the narrative. This is the worst kind of DM. The kind of DM that plays against the players, not with them. When you have a DM that is going against your players, I mean, well, how can you really win? Because they'll always find a way to one-up you and counter you and throw a fireball at a level 2 party that probably has max health of, what, under 20 at this point? As a DM, your goal is not to kill your party, it's to play with the other players because you're also a player of the game. It's not PvP against your party. You're playing with them. Yeah, you throw challenges at them and you control the enemies they're fighting, but you're not out there just to try to kill them and like score kill streaks and stuff. This isn't a PvP game, it's a cooperative game. And in a cooperative game where you're supposed to play with your players, this DM is going for a fucking kill streak at this point, like it's Call of Duty. What the hell? We arrived at a village where they held an artifact we had to get. We managed to infiltrate. I turn invisible and get said artifact from the pedestal. I rolled multiple strength rolls, none of them below 10. But DM said the artifact did not budge. Now the enemy comes in, which is an illusion wizard, casting spells to make it seem like the whole town transformed into zombies, act and seem like them, to which the rest of the party starts fighting. Then the wizard proceeds to grab the artifact without even rolling strength and proceeds to run away while turning invisible. As a rogue using bonus action and action to dash, still the wizard outran me. Okay, another case where it doesn't seem to have a chance of winning. No, you're not gonna have a chance of winning. Come on, what do you think? This is gonna be your game for you to enjoy? No, it's DM's power fantasy. where they use you as puppets and try to put you in situations that are ultimately unkillable and unwinnable just to make you all suffer, because the DM, as I said in the first line, is so merciful to let you live because you guys are so incompetent in his eyes. This DM is a great example of a terrible DM that plays against the players and doesn't want to see the players win or do anything cool, and just wants to find a way to crush their hopes and stifle them and beat their players at the campaign. Dude, you're not playing PvP here. You're not playing like a strategy game where you're supposed to, make people feel miserable. What the hell are you doing, and who hurt you to make you like that? This is where everything falls apart. During the games, we had several new players joining, but most either were expelled by the DM or left since they were not comfortable. Another important point is that we were hosting all sessions at our place. At one point, we were comfortable with 5 players and were continuing the adventure. Well, the DM a couple of days before said, okay, found this new player, which will play with us, and you have no say in it. It's your place. And this DM decides that he is the one in full control of not just the game going on, but who you decide to invite to your place and who you invite to your game. This DM fucking sucks, dude. Why don't you kick him out already? My wife, being a bit introvert and not wanting too many people at our place, told him she thought it was too many for her comfort, and that it would be nice to ask us before any new addition. Well, this is where the DM lost it. He starts insulting my wife, calling her all type of names, saying he can do whatever he wants because he created the whole thing and is the only one who can decide. My wife called him out on his past, telling him he has a big ego and a god complex. What did this guy get off from? I'm the one in control. I'm the one that makes the decisions. Guess what? It takes no effort for any player, to start being the DM of another game. This DM is literally the greatest encouragement to tell other players that are having a bad DM to just DM themselves. If you DM yourself, like, I get it, like sometimes you just want to play a player, completely understandable. But if the DM is complete asshat and you don't want to deal with it and your group knows they deserve better, one of you DM. Seriously, somebody just pick up the role. It's not that difficult to DM with all the YouTube guides out there. Just look them up, watch them how to DM, watch some Matt Colville stuff if you really want to. I recommend it. That's what I used. And yeah, some early games might be a little bit rough get going, but you'll get better at it over time. And after that, it's all experience, and that's something you'll figure out over time. The more you do it, the more you play with your players and get feedback, the better you can get. Besides, you have the best lesson of what not to do, which is what this dickhead of a DM is doing. Don't do what this DM is doing and you will literally do just fine. His response: I need to know your opinions because I know they are wrong and I calculated every scenario and I'm sure this is the right choice which you would like. Jesus Christ, this guy's pretentious. He knows what's better for you before you know yourself because he ran all the mathematical calculations in every single scenario in the world. He big brained his way and he knows for you what's better than you yourself. What a prick. Well, this went to a bit back and forth where the DM refused to accept any fault, and me and my wife trying to point out that we liked his game, but his personality made it really hard to play with him. We had a couple of unpleasant texts after this where he straight up insulted us, calling us crappy players that never appreciated him and crapping on all his work. If they really didn't appreciate you or crapped on your work, they probably wouldn't play with you and they probably would have thrown some insults. Simply the people just say, hey, we don't want extra people in our home, not your home, our home, buddy. You have the right to allow who you want in your home and who you don't want in your home. That's completely fine. This DM is completely out of line with this. So of course, we just stopped playing. Other players left after this too. Saw him on social media searching for new players, but now he's charging for his sessions. I mean, good luck with that. I really hope people don't waste money on this guy, but likelihood somebody would be like, wow, this looks fun, and then realize, oh, my money is wasted. Well, hopefully you can get a refund for playing with this douchebag. And with that, that's gonna be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales tomorrow. Bye-bye.